My sister Alyssa and I grew up together. We watched the same Disney movies. We spent our summers at Camp Harlem. We escaped to nifty par retreats. We berated referees and Joe Buck. But for some reason, we never really saw eye to eye on much. My parents have similar relationships with their siblings. Though our love for our siblings is unconditional, we fail to achieve that best friend, buddy-buddy sibling relationship that we so deeply desire. In Toledot, we're introduced to Isaac and Esau, a sibling duo that also doesn't see eye to eye on much. Over the years, the rabbis have colored a black and white contrast between them, of us versus them, good versus evil, charmer versus brute. In chapter 25, verse 23, the Lord says to Rivka, Shnei goyim bivitnech u'shnei leumim mime'ayich yiparedu. 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples shall be separated from you. Traditionally, we read this as divisive, as the birth of a yin and a yang, of an us Jews versus them Gentiles. In the Sforno commentary, we're taught that Rivka is carrying 2 peoples who have opposing ideas of nationalism. Distinguishes not only will they have different communities of faith, but also different political and national identities. In the commentary of Rabbi Moshe Al-Shich, we're taught that Jacob and Esau have diverging philosophies leading to inevitable conflict. For the success of one is the fall of the other. Along the same lines is the Hatam Sofer, a leading rabbinic voice in the early 19th century. He taught that there's a connection between the word teomim, twins, and temimim, purely, totally, completely. He ascribed Esau as purely wicked, and Jacob the opposite, purely righteous. But why don't we flip this paradigm on its head? The only thing that Jacob and Esau are purely, totally, completely is brothers. Though they may be fundamentally different, that difference does not create an irreparable polarization void of love or respect. That difference presents an opportunity to grow, to learn, to broaden your horizons, an inch closer to your own completeness. The first time I visited Michael Levin's grave, an IDF soldier from suburban Philadelphia who fell in the 2006 Lebanon War, I was struck by the Philadelphia paraphernalia visitors left. Mini footballs, hats, helmets, notes, shirts, pictures. Littered among a pile of Phillies hats, Jacob hats, lay a lone hat, a Cowboys hat, an Esau hat. What disrespectful fool had the audacity to put this hat among the hats of Michael's cherished Philadelphia teams? I was almost offended until I brushed my childish rivalry away. The hat was placed there out of solidarity, to say this rivalry you and I have means nothing. Our brotherhood reigns far supreme over any differences of opinion we might have had during our life. Perhaps then this is not a story of divisiveness, about us versus them, about black versus white, but a story of embrace. At the end of Jacob and Esau's ordeal comes embrace. Not the fake handshake and smile that Obama and Romney shared at the end of debates, but a genuine, emotional, and physical embrace. It teaches us that though we may disagree, trivially or fundamentally, we all come from the same mother. Whether you are a Republican or a Democrat, whether you are an Israeli or Palestinian, whether you are an Eagles fan or a Giants fan, whether you are a Jacob or an Esau, we all grow stronger and wiser from each other's differences and deserve each other's respect. My yin is nothing without your yang, and the piano is nothing without the black keys. So I'm Toby.